Welcome back. It's Andrew, your crypto guy on the internet, and I got a banger of a video. I found a stock pick of the summer. So the last time I was browsing Capital Trades and found a good one, it was Huma through Tommy Tuberville. And his entry and exit was pretty good, the blue lines here. But I, using Market Cipher, got a much better entry and a much better exit. I made a 145% gain over 41 days on a stock I had never heard of before. I'm now completely out of Huma, and so is Tommy Tuberville. Now this was a fun one, short-lived, a little over a month. But this time, I got a much better pick, more of a long-term hold. Nancy Pelosi is famous for always seeming to know exactly what's going to happen with the stock market. And this one caught my eye. Broadcom. She just dropped between $1 and $5 million on Broadcom. Now let's look at its chart. Oh, it only goes up for the past 10 years. Now this is COVID, right back to just going up. Alrighty. $1,700 though is a lot to pay for one share of a company, right? But here's what makes it interesting. A 10-to-1 split happens on Monday the 15th. So if you get one share for $1,700, it becomes 10 shares at $170. Why is that good? Because now you open your doors to a much broader audience of retail traders. $1,700 is a lot for a normal person to stomach for one share of a company. But $170? Oh, Nancy likes it? Yeah, give me a couple of those. Why not? So you're bringing in a lot more money from small people. And Amazon and Tesla did similar splits in the past that paid off handsomely for me. So Broadcom, AVGO. I'm not your financial advisor, neither is Nancy Pelosi, but this lady always seems to know exactly what's going to work out. She also bought a lot more Nvidia, who went through a split themselves. Okay, now what's going on with Bitcoin? There's a lot of fear out there. The Fear and Greed Index, the FAG, has plummeted. And I'm seeing some people saying that, oh, we're going to zero, but also the bottom is in. Now, what do I see? The bottom is not in. There are two targets to ensure that the bottom is over with. The first one is we have to break out of this and have a daily close in the high 58s. Really, you have to get above the beginning of this structure. So like 58.7, a daily close above that. But we're still, even then, we're still in trouble until really you break above 64,500, a daily close at 64-ish thousand. That's when crypto guy on the internet will give you all the green light and say we're back in, we're going up. But until then, just trade this range for whatever it is, and if it keeps going down, great. Take the profits from your shorts and look for spot buying opportunities. That's what I've been doing. I've been shorting the shit out of altcoins, taking the profits and setting them aside for when Bitcoin goes lower so I can buy more of it. It's the only finite commodity. You can always dig up more gold, you can always dig up more oil, but you can't dig up more Bitcoin. Once it's done, it's done. So what's causing this fear? Well, first, overall, we're looking at a double top here. Okay, this can get real bad real fast. But the news can change. But then you look at the monthly, there's no avoiding this. That is a 3-wave bearish divergence on the monthly chart. That spells doom, generally. Unless something happens in the news to make us curve back up something fierce. All right, but I won't be thinking about anything bullish until we have a daily close above 64-something thousand, okay? So we had Mt. Gox. This was one of the original exchanges, the big boy on the block about 10 years ago. And they were mismanaging things pretty poorly. And so we had a lot of people who were buying Bitcoin at $100 a piece, and their coins were all locked up in litigation with the collapse of Mt. Gox. They finally got it all organized and accounted for, and they're going to send people back their Bitcoins that they bought 10 years ago. So the idea is, if you get your coins that you bought for $100 and now they're $57,000, $58,000. What are you going to do with those? You're probably going to sell them. You're going to go to your job and be like, I told you I bought these fuckers 10 years ago. I quit. Ha ha ha. And then you drive away in a Corvette. That's what most of these people are going to do. And so it's causing a pre-sell-off to the sell-off. Now, is $9 billion worth of coins a lot? No, it's really not. It's a tiny fraction of 1% of the total supply. The market cap's over $1 trillion. 9 billion is a spit in the bucket. But once this dark cloud is gone, and it's been hanging over our head for a few years now, there's very little to worry about. At this point, Bitcoin just has general market stuff to worry about. Like Jerome Powell, what's he going to do? Well, he's pretty much holding the line, but he realizes that the longer he keeps rates higher, the scarier it is for jobs and normal people. So it's looking like the first rate cut is September. That's what most people are banking on. The first rate cut is September. If that doesn't happen, I am all in guaranteeing we get our rate cut in November, 2 days after the new president is elected. Now, ideally, we get a pro-crypto Trump as our next president. If you're into crypto, that's what you want to happen. And then you do turn up. You turn up something fierce, okay? Now we're seeing new all-time highs in 2025. If we get the opposite of that, and then a recession happens, people are fearful, then you do see this tank over the next year, along with not just Bitcoin, but everything. So the stock market seems like it's doing well, right? Look at that. That looks incredible, right? This is like 90% 5 or 6 stocks. All the other stocks are garbage. It's a handful of super winners that have massive market caps. And if those stocks go down, the whole thing comes crashing down. It's similar to when Bitcoin dives, all the altcoins dive even harder. All right, the stock market is like that too, where so many eggs are in a handful of baskets. And if those baskets tip over, it's Titanic time. It's bad. So here's what I'm doing. I just bought some AVGO. Looking forward to that split. Nancy and I are pals on that one. And then Bitcoin, I'm looking for a daily close above 58.8 to get out of this initial structure that we're in. But I'll still be looking for shorts, okay, the whole time until we have a daily close above 64 something, like 64 and a half. That when we're up here, that's when I'm looking for longs for sure. So if you see all this down here, it's like, how does this guy know all these moves? Simple. Get yourself the best indicator in the world. MarketCipher.com. 25% off with code PLATINUM. And watch the fight. July 20th, Jake Paul versus our man Mike Perry, the king of violence. I'm looking forward to it. But until then, you got 11 more days as of this video. 25% off the best indicator package there is using code PLATINUM at checkout. There's a link in the description below to hook yourself up with that right now. Have a great day.